Hello, everyone. This is Rebel, and it is Wednesday of a Champions League night. We are going a bit earlier than advertised because, unfortunately, our two guests couldn't make it tonight. So you're stuck with me in the paper and news roundup. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wednesday's edition of the Man United Agenda. I am, of course, Rebel, and as I said, unfortunately, our guest tonight couldn't partake, so I moved the show forward in order to get a look at the Champions League football that is on later on. But here's how tonight is going to work. I'm going to go through the stories that the media and papers have been talking about regarding Manchester United today, and I'd like to see your comments on what you think of everything that they're reporting. So the headline topic today was that Kim Min-jae, the centre-back from Napoli, his entourage have denied reports suggesting a deal has been done with Manchester United and there's nothing concrete. They are quoted saying there's no hurry for his future. United have been interested in Kim since he was in China. We only spoke, but I repeat, there's no concrete contract, his entourage told South Korean news. The Napoli defender has enjoyed a stellar campaign in Italy and has been a key figure at the Azzurri Scuducco triumph. The 26-year-old completed an 18 million move from Turkish outfit Fenerbahce back in last summer, and since his switch, his value has risen dramatically. So the initial report is that Kim Min-jae deal is not done. I just want to say hello to Rush. How are you doing as well, buddy? I hope you're doing well. So the next story on the shortlist today is that RB Leipzig central defender Mohamed Skimikan is wanted by Manchester United. He plays for RB Leipzig, and given that we have confirmed exits of Axel Tuanzebe and Phil Jones and uncertainty over Harry Maguire, there is a need for another centre-back to be brought in. Skamakan has made 35 appearances in all competitions for Leipzig this season, playing at both centre-back and right-back for the Germans. He stands at 6'2" and is apt in multiple defensive positions. Rushman is saying United not in a position to make any offers in or out until the sale is concluded. I think you're right, quite correct in that regard, but I suppose there'll always be some bits of business trying to be kind of teased out if some of the current staff are probably retained. Now this is an interesting one. Speaking of transfer budgets, Rush, according to one newspaper today and ESPN's Rob Dawson, Manchester United will be limited to spending between 100 and 150 million pounds on recruitment before player sales. That is according to the mathematical nerds that have been calculating United's financial fair play position as it currently stands. According to Rob Dawson, sources have told ESPN that United are working with a budget of between 100 and 150 million pounds and will be able to supplement that with departures. There's a feeling within the recruitment department that the squad needs to be tweaked with 2 or 3 new arrivals in key positions, although there's an acceptance that Ten Hag will want more. I want to say hello to Big G. How are you doing, buddy? I hope you're doing well. Emma K is in the building as well. To be fair, agents also says we were interested even though we aren't when our players are due a new contract. That is very true. Like Manchester United isn't a stranger to being used to get a higher contract offer in the past. We have seen it before. Another one now today. Marcus Rashford and Scott McTominay have both returned to training for Manchester United. Marcus Rashford and Scott McTominay back in training after being absent from recent games. Erik ten Hag is preparing to face Bournemouth this Saturday, and this is a massive boost to the squad with the return of the duo. Marcus Rashford currently has 29 goals, 9 assists this season, and he will be hoping to break that 30-goal mark in the game this weekend. Bat time with Vaughan. He's saying, do we know about the academy players being released or signed yet? The only one I know of is that Giggs, this young fella, has left and is going to another club. Rush Mano, Maguire, McAverage, Donny would enable decent funds for transfers. Possibly so, I suppose. And speaking of Harry Maguire, I did see a report today that Mr. David Moyes is interested in bringing him to West Ham United. So maybe David Moyes and Harry Maguire could link back up again. Rushmano saying Galbraith has already left. That is correct. And you won't get double figures for Donny at the moment, according to Bat Time with Vaughan. So moving along, according to the Manchester Evening News, wonderful publication, with the uncertainty over the transfer budget, apparently Erik ten Hag has prioritised a world-class striker and a midfielder to enable him to compete next season. And of course, with frustrations growing over the fitness of Anthony Martial and his ability to do any time on the pitch for a prolonged period, Erik ten Hag remains casting his eye over either Harry Kane or Victor Osimhen. Of course, if we are restricted to that 150 million pound budget, plus whatever we get in sales, that would be a significant portion of it straight out the gate. And that would be before we'd even consider who we could use as backup for them. I want to say hello to Ed Mayhem as well. I hope you're doing well, bud. We're just doing a quick roundup and in terms of what is currently trending on the newspapers. I think that is my last story. Pardon me. Bat time with Vaughan. He says, who do you think would play more games in the league next season between Tony and Martial? Well, as you know, Ivan Toney has, of course, today been suspended for 8 months from all footballing activity. So I'd imagine Brentford will be looking to possibly supplement the striking roles and move him on, maybe. So maybe somebody could pick up a bargain if they're willing to see out that suspension. Rushmano, you're saying Vitor Osimhen is the one for you. Absolutely, we'll have to watch and see how things go with that front. Rushmano also telling us that he reckons Ivan Toney will still play more Premier League games than Anthony Martial next season. Now, the question is, will Martial even be in the Premier League next season? That will remain to be seen. I am just giving one last quick look to see if there's any other new headlines afoot. Of course, the takeover is still ongoing with no real concrete news coming across the airways as to where things stand. Ed is saying, give me Kane. Big G is saying, the initial transfer budget will depend on the takeover and Champions League qualification. Yes, indeed. Of course, we do need to make sure that we finish in that top 4, which will supplement the income coming in next season. Rich Sports, how are you doing, buddy? DVB offers nothing, so I take what we can get and move him on. And have we been linked with a left-footed midfielder as of yet? I haven't seen any details. I'm literally scrolling the airwaves here. Now, there is a post here from Laurie Whitwell. He's saying Sheikh Dazim's team want direct contact to the Glazers to lodge fourth improved bid. Rain was bypassed and the tensions have grown between the parties. Ratcliffe had been confident of the deal, but his offer is a means of squeezing more money from the Qataris, according to Laurie Whitwell and the Glazers. He's claiming that Rain, the group that had been appointed by the Glazers to mediate the sale, were bypassed by Sheikh Jazim's team when they lodged that bid 2 days ago. The reason he's got such a liking for Rabiot, according to Bat Type, is because he's left-footed. That remains to be seen. Now, I will just summarise the headlines as we saw them today. We had the news that Rain Group apparently were bypassed when the fourth offer was lodged. Kim Min Jae's agent have absolutely dismissed out of hand that any deal is done at this point and that his future is still up for discussion. Scott McTominay and Max Rashford will have returned to training and may feature against Bournemouth this weekend. And our budget is expected to be in the region of 100 to 150 million pounds, according to speculators. But obviously, there is a lot of tangibles out there still that could influence where that budget goes. And of course, the main news of the day, Ivan Toney has been suspended for 8 months from all footballing activity. I did say this was going to be a short and sweet one in the circumstances, so I do want to thank you all for your attention. I have been Rebel, and before I do go, I do want to say hello to Michael Hill. Newcastle are after McTominay. Is he worth the 75 million they wanted from Matty Longstaff? Possibly not. And I did forget one bit of news. Harry Maguire has been linked with a reunion with David Moyes at West Ham. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and we will see you all again tomorrow. Please do like, share, and subscribe, as Bat Time did remind me. But that is it for me today. Enjoy the Champions League football, and we will talk to you tomorrow.